Good morning, children. So, our next topic is flotation. So, see, we all have already studied that when we immerse our body in a liquid, there are two forces acting on it. One is its own weight, okay, that is acting downwards, and the other one is the upthrust. So, I have already told you that upthrust can be denoted by the FB or FB dash, right? When the body is completely immersed, then we say that upthrust is FB dash because um, uh, that is the maximum volume of water that is displaced by it. And when a part of it is immersed, like in this case, then we say it is FB, right? Okay, some of you had asked in the interactive session that what is center of gravity and center of buoyancy. Now see, the weight of a body is supposed to be concentrated at a particular point, right? We say that the weight of a body acts at, mostly it is taken the center of the body, mostly I'm saying, not always, in every the center of gravity depends, position of the center of gravity depends on the shape of the body. Okay, so mostly it is taken the center. For example, suppose you have a rod, then the center of gravity will be this. That means we are saying that the weight of the this rod will be acting at the center of this rod. If this, suppose this is the rod AB. Okay, similarly, suppose if you have a sphere, then the weight will be acting at the center. So the point at which the weight of the body is acting, that is called the center of gravity, right? See, here they have taken this point as G, and excuse me, center of buoyancy is the point at which the weight of the displaced liquid acts. Okay, so see, this much volume of the liquid has been displaced, right? This much up till here. So its weight will be acting at the center of this point. So that point, it is again, it will depend on the shape. It may not necessarily be the center, but here, like, it is something of a rectangular shape, so here it can be the center of it. So they have taken this red point, B has been taken as the center of buoyancy. So the point at which the buoyant force is acting, basically, that is known as the center of buoyancy. Okay. So whenever a body is immersed, there are two forces acting on it. First is its own weight, W, acting downwards, and other one is the upthrust acting upwards. Okay, then you already know these things, that weight is equal to weight of the body will be equal to the volume of the body multiplied by density multiplied by G, and upthrust is equal to volume of water displaced, you can say, or here they have taken said that volume of submerged part of the body. Both are the same things, right? The part that is submerged in the liquid, that will be same as the volume of the liquid displaced, right? Multiplied by density of liquid multiplied by G. So no need to get confused. This is up till now we have read the same things which we have already read in the previous topics, right? Then again, we have studied previously that there are three cases when you submerge a body in a liquid. One is W is greater than FB dash, then W is equal to FB dash, and W is less than FB dash. Okay, so when W is greater than FB dash, that means the weight of the body is greater than the maximum upthrust. The weight means the downward force is greater than the maximum upthrust. Okay, that means the body will sink. Downward force ज़्यादा है, so the body will sink, and the apparent weight means the weight of the body which when the body is inside the liquid. Okay, so the apparent weight will be equal to the difference of these two forces, that is W minus FB dash. Okay, in such cases when the body sinks, the density of the body is greater than the density of the liquid. This thing you have studied in class 8th, I think. So when the density of body is greater than the density of liquid, then it sinks, right? Then the next case, W is equal to Fb dash. Now the weight of the body is equal to the Fb dash, and Fb dash I told you is the maximum upthrust. That means when the body is completely immersed. So when the body is completely immersed, the upthrust is equal to the weight of the body. So what will happen in this case? The body is completely immersed. As soon as it is completely immersed, its weight becomes equal to Fb dash, and it won't go down further. That means it will float at this stage only. That means it will float being completely immersed in the liquid. See, in this case the body will float just below the surface of the liquid. And apparent weight कितना हो जाएगा आप? Now see, W is equal to Fb dash. Both the weights are, or both the forces are balanced. That means apparent weight is W minus Fb dash, and W is equal to Fb dash here. So apparent weight will be 0. See, the apparent weight of the body will be 0. Then the next thing, okay, and in this case, because it is floating and after being completely immersed, so in this case density of the body will be equal to the density of liquid. Then the next thing, when W is less than Fb dash, now the weight of the body is less than the maximum upthrust. Okay, so in this case क्या होगा? यहाँ पे बॉडी बस उतनी ही अंदर जाएगी पानी में जितना, सी, मैक्सिमम अपथ्रस्ट से कम है इसका वेट. ओके, दैट मीन्स द बॉडी विल इमर्स ओनली दैट मच when so that the displaced liquid, the volume of the displaced liquid and the upthrust because of that becomes equal to W. See here, only that much portion of the body gets submerged by which the weight of displaced liquid becomes equal to the weight of the body. ठीक है, थोड़ा ही अंदर जाने से क्या हो रहा है? The weight of the displaced liquid will be equal to the upthrust, no? So the weight of the displaced liquid has to become equal to the weight of the body. So Fb becomes equal to W. So in this case the body will still float, but only a small portion of it will be submerged, right? So in this case again the apparent weight will be equal to 0 because the body is floating. So the apparent weight will be 0. That means for us the body will appear to be having 0 weight. Okay, and in this case the density of the body will be less than the density of liquid. Okay, so the principle of flotation is the weight of a floating body is equal to the weight of the liquid displayed by its submerged part. Okay, W should be equal to Fb. So if the body is completely immersed, then W is equal to Fb dash. If the body is only partly immersed, then W is equal to Fb. Okay, now then another thing, relation between volume of submerged part of a floating body, density of liquid, and the density of body. Okay, so see, you can see here, suppose the volume of a body is V, okay, and suppose small v part of the body is submerged inside the liquid. Is it okay? This much part is submerged and this is the actual volume of the body. So weight of the body will be equal to volume of the body, density of the body. So you can say rho s, density of the solid, multiplied by g, and Fp should be equal to volume of water liquid displaced multiplied by density of liquid multiplied by g. When the body is floating, W should be equal to Fp. That means V rho S G should be equal to small v rho L G. G gets cancelled out, and from here you will get small v upon capital V is equal to, क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन कर रहे हैं ना, is equal to rho S upon rho L. So this is the relation between the density of solid and the liquid and the submerged part of the liquid in the total volume. See here. देखो ऐसी चीज़ें रटनी नहीं है आपको, यू जस्ट हैव टू रिमेंबर कि फ्लोटिंग हो रही है तो W इज इक्वल टू FB. बाकी चीज़ें आप जहाँ जैसे ज़रूरत होगी वी कैन अरेंज इट एंड गेट इट. नाउ देयर आर सर्टेन एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ दिस प्रिंसिपल ऑफ फ्लोटेशन. सी दैट an iron nail sinks in water while a ship floats. So okay, the iron nail sinks because density of iron is greater than water, but the ship floats. Why? Because the shape of the ship is made such that it is hollow, and because it is hollow, its mass upon density is equal to mass upon volume. Volume is so large, but it is hollow, so the mass is less, so the density is less than is such that it is, the total density becomes less than that of water, so the ship won't sink. A loaded ship is submerged more while an unloaded ship is less submerged. So okay, when you put load on the ship, what will happen? Its mass is increasing. Okay, that means its weight is increasing. Now in order to make W is equal to FB, W increase हो गया तो FB भी तो increase करना है ना. That means it needs more water to be displaced now. समझ में आ रही बात? Ship, see this is the ship. Okay, boat है वैसे, but you consider it as a ship. Okay, so this is the ship, and suppose this much of it was submerged when it was unloaded. Okay, now you are putting a lot of stuff into it. So what is happening? Its weight has increased now. So in order to float, W should be equal to FB. W has increased now. That means FB should also increase in order to follow this equation. No. So FB should also increase. How will FB increase? If the water displaced is increased. So in order to increase FB, it will submerge itself more inside the water. Okay, then a ship begins to submerge more as it sails from sea water to river water. So this you have studied in your previous classes, that sea water has density greater than the river water. So that is why this happens. Okay, then unloaded ship is filled with sand at its bottom, because when it is unloaded, W is very less than W becomes very less. So in order to float, it displaces a very small amount of water. So and with that only W becomes equal to FB. So in that case, the center of gravity is higher at its equilibrium, is unstable. Okay, center of gravity becomes higher, because of which the equilibrium can be unstable, due to which it when there is a heavy wind or something, so it can be blown off. So to give it a higher weight, sand is put into it. Then flotation of human body. Now see, the human body is composed of bones, muscles and fat and everything. So its density depends on all these things. So so whatever density it has, all those things won't change. But the lungs, when filled with air, they have the density becomes less than the empty lungs. Okay, so when you fill your lungs with air, what happens? Your density decreases, due to which you can easily float. Okay, then it is easier for a man to swim in sea water than in fresh or river water. That is because presence of mineral, the density of sea water is more. Okay, so the density of the person will become even more less than the water, so it will be easier to float. Okay, then flotation of submarines. Now see, in case of submarines, there are the first of all, it has a shape, a pointed shape in front, so it is easy for it to cut the stream. Then there is this ballast tank. Okay, so when the ballast tank is filled with water, the density increases and this submarine sinks into the water. It can move both ways, no? It can sink also and it can float also. So when it is filled with water, it sinks, its density increases and it sinks inside water. And when they need to float, what do? They release this water and air is filled into it. So when air is filled, this becomes lighter, its density decreases and it starts rising up and can easily float in water. Then, because we have discussed this, let us discuss this first, the flotation of fish. So fish also, they have this swim bladder that is similar to that of the ballast tanks in the submarines. So in this bladder, when they fill water, they can sink, and when they fill air into it, they can easily float in the in water. Okay, the upthrust increases and they can easily float. So okay, then floating of ice. See, you can simply read these things and you can understand. Everywhere the concept is that of density mostly. So okay, flotation of iceberg. Now see, the density of ice is less than density of water. Okay, so it will easily float. So huge masses of ice that are called icebergs are able to float on water with their major part inside the water surface and only a small portion above the water surface. So because the density ratio is such that we have studied here, see, we have studied this thing now, this ratio. So in case of ice and water, the density ratio is such that the most of the part remains immersed in water and only a small portion, see, most of the part is immersed in water, only a small part is above water. So it becomes very dangerous also for the ship to assess how big the iceberg is. Okay, okay, rising of balloons. See, when gases like hydrogen or helium are filled in balloons, what happens? The weight of air displaced by these balloons becomes greater than the weight of the balloon, because these gases, hydrogen and helium, are very light. Okay, so because the displaced air, the weight of the displaced air is more, that means the upthrust becomes more than the weight. So upthrust is more, that will push the balloons upward. The balloon does not rise indefinitely. That is because the density of air decreases with altitude. You have studied this. As you rise up in the atmosphere, the density of air decreases. So at a particular height, what happens? The density of air and the density of or you can say the weight of the displaced air becomes equal to the weight of that thing, the balloon. Okay, see here, it keeps on rising as long as the upthrust on it exceeds its weight. When upthrust becomes equal to its weight, it stops rising further. At a particular point, the weight of the displaced air will become equal to the weight of the balloon. So the upthrust becomes equal to the weight of the balloon and the balloon will stop rising. So all the story is about W is equal to FB. You have to once calmly read the chapter and see the most part of this chapter. Up till here you had already studied this much part, you had already studied. From that only we have concluded the principle of flotation and the other things. Okay, so just go through the chapter once and we'll be able to understand.